welcome back to Daytime. Well, we're sort of getting caught up today on everything that happened over the summertime. And one of the bigger events that just kept building and building all summer long had to do with Oktoberfest, which, by the way, kicks off in 31 days right here. It is Canada's largest Bavarian festival. And we had an opportunity to see if we couldn't get some international exposure with possibility of Ellen DeGeneres coming in to be a parade marshal and all that accumulated with that. We're going to kind of get up now, and this is an event that happened back in June with everybody chicken dancing at Kitchener City Hall to try to pique Ellen's interest in coming to Kitchener. And one of the people clearly responsible for all of this interest that's happened surrounding Ellen DeGeneres joins us in studio today. Linda Zavarella is here. She's the creator of the Facebook campaign to bring Ellen DeGeneres in to be our parade marshal for Oktoberfest. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's nice to finally meet you in person because people have heard a lot about you.
Oh dear.
And the work that you've been doing and trying to get Ellen here. But let's go back a little further just for anybody who might not be familiar with the story and kind of how this whole thing started and caught your attention in the first place.
It was really crazy. Sherry Duvam from Kingston, but I have some updated news. She's actually moved to Kitchener, so she's living here now. She sent the pictures into the Ellen show on a particular segment about odd pictures and things. That was back in March of this year, and then May 10th, I believe it was, they were featured on the Ellen show, and Ellen really liked them. If you go on Ellen's website, she still has the picture of our famous lion on the site.
I believe the quote was something like it, I love it.
That's right. I had the crazy spur-of-the-moment idea on the Tuesday morning, just before I head out to work, was why don't we just invite her? I mean, we had just finished the Betty White Facebook page to get her on Saturday Night Live, so I thought, well, let's just use the same principles and see if this will work. And I thought my very first post was, let's try to get 100 fans by the end of the day. And by the end of the day, when I went back home and logged on, there was 3,000 fans. And it just kept growing exponentially, and we're at about just under 32,000 fans now. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, we kept waiting sort of throughout the summer to see if we would hear anything from Ellen's people and whether they'd respond to the invitation, whether they knew this was going on. There must have been a time in there where you didn't even really know whether they were aware of this.
Yeah, I didn't know. We had really great conversations on the Facebook page, and people were engaged. They were talking about Oktoberfest again, which was really great. People were talking about how much they loved Ellen. So there was a real community building there. And I asked them, well, what should we do next to get her attention? And Oktoberfest was fully engaged in this as well. They are a partner, as well as both mayors of Waterloo and Kitchener. So we decided to do the chicken dance and have it filmed professionally and send that down there. So that happened. And yeah, that happened. And I think at that point is when her people started to pay attention to it. We did get their contact information, and we did get a response from them.
Well, and I actually think it was probably the pictures of Ellen in lederhosen that maybe got her attention after a while.
Yeah.
What she'd actually look like.
Yeah.
But you heard back from them. And
we did.
Initially, was it just a, we're watching, we'll see what we can do sort of response?
Well, I contacted one of the marketing managers for Ellen's show via Facebook. And I gave him the link, and I said, go and see what we're doing here. And he sent me an email back, which I was absolutely shocked that he would, but he did. And he said, you guys are awesome. So I thought, okay, now they're engaged, they're aware. I'd say about 3 weeks after that, we got the official regret. And the reason they gave was because our Thanksgiving is not their Thanksgiving, and she had guests already booked for that day. So it would have taken quite the rescheduling to get her here. But I said I wasn't going to give up, and I said in this day and age we have electronic things, and she can send a video, she can Skype in, she can do all sorts of things. So I sent that suggestion back to her people. Didn't hear back, so I sent another email just this past Thursday. So hopefully they will respond and let us know what they want to do.
Well, I'm hoping we can get something back from her because, you know, she's been a wonderful sort of proponent for this. Barring that, I think they should make you the, the parade marshal for Oktoberfest this year for getting all of this exposure for us. Because as you mentioned, I haven't ever seen that many people talking about Oktoberfest in July as I did this year. It's really front and center in a lot of people's minds, and not just in this area, but I think right across the country.
The really neat thing is that when she said no, the story went national through Canadian press, and I have been talking to some of the Oktoberfest executives, and they told me something really interesting is happening, is that there's some companies, large sponsor companies, that are interested in sponsoring and refreshing the parade, which for me is probably the biggest plus for this community, other than coming together, having fun, doing the chicken dance, being silly. But I think it's only been a positive, and even if Ellen doesn't participate, it's been just a wonderful boost to the community.
Now I have to ask you, Linda, prior to this, did you have involvement with Oktoberfest? Were you volunteering on the committee for it, or this kind of came out of the blue for you?
It honestly was this idea, you know, when you get that light bulb on top of your head and you don't think, you just do it. And that's how it all started, and it has been taking up a large part of my time all summer long. So I'm interested myself to see how this is going to end up. But
well, I know all of us are kind of waiting, and as you said, the story's not done yet. You know, we're all kind of waiting for that next part, and who knows, as we get closer to Oktoberfest time, what might transpire here. And
Ellen's that kind of person where she'll do something on the spur of the moment, so I'm just hoping that her people tell her the full story, make her aware of what we're doing, and she's just that type of person that would like to do the chicken dance, I think.
She'd be right in there. She needs her own pair of lederhosen, and away she'd go.
Oh, you reminded me. We're sending her some lederhosen.
Perfect, perfect. And she needs one of the hats and a cowbell, and she'll be set for Oktoberfest.
I think Oktoberfest is sending that this week. Thanks for reminding me.
Well, we'll watch and we'll look forward to it. And 31 days from now, who knows what could be happening for Oktoberfest. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you
Good to meet you. We're back in a moment. Stay with us.